Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Fitness in the House. It's actually not raining today, but since I've been making a series of exercises you can do in the house on a rainy day, or when you cannot get outside the house, I will stay with that theme. And I'm going to cover all the 5 aspects of physical training. You've got the strength, the power, flexibility, endurance, and speed. So we're going to do one exercise for each and every one of those. It's going to be very short. So we'll do an exercise and we'll do a quick test. What gets measured gets managed. So it's always good to have some kind of an idea so you know you're improving or you're not improving. Jump roping. Now, for all of those people that say that you do not have a jump rope at home, I've got you covered. I'm actually not doing this with a jump rope today. I'm using an old electrical cable. So you can use an old electrical cable, or this is my old iPhone cable. You can use both of these. Like, there's no excuse for not being able to jump rope. Okay, so I'm going to use my electrical cable. And before we get started, just make sure you got your water nearby. I am not a certified trainer, so use your common sense with these exercises. Anytime you feel pain or discomfort, just stop immediately and just check with your physician if it's okay for you to actually do these exercises. I have, however, taken a lot of courses with USPTA for physical training, so I know most of the stuff we're doing is really basic. We are not doing anything that is complicated at all. So with that said, there are 2 main reasons I like to do warm up and to do these home exercises. Now, the first one is to maximize and enhance performance. Now, if I actually got a tiny little experiment that I'm going to do. Now, your muscle is like an elastic band. And I actually got 2 elastic bands. I put this one in a glass of ice about 10 minutes ago. So I've got an elastic band which is warm, which represents your muscle because it stretches. And I got one in this cup of ice that I left it in there for about 10 minutes. So now I'm going to stretch both of them out and see how long it takes for both of them to snap. Okay, now, when you warm up, your muscles literally physically warm up and you get a little bit loose. And you see this rubber band, and you can see with the reference in the background how much I stretch this, and this goes all the way out and it does not snap, and that's as far as I can stretch it. And look at the reference all the way across my chest. Now, I'm going to take this one that was in the cold, and I'm going to see how long this one will stretch. And I'm going to hold it out again, and I'm going to pull it, and it snapped. And that's exactly what happens if you play tennis without warming up your muscles. Because your muscles are still cold, it's very easy to pull and snap a muscle, so you really need to warm up. Okay, with that said, let's get straight into the exercise. So we're going to start off with warming up. And just in case somebody says I don't have a jump rope, just take an electrical cable or one of your old iPhone chargers. I am going to start off with this electrical cable. You do not need expensive equipment to be doing any of these exercises. So make sure I don't hit anything, and we're going to start off with jump rope. Here we go. We're gonna try to go for a minute. combination of coordinating your arms and coordinating your legs. And of course, I'm starting to feel a burn. And I should have put a timer so I have an idea how long that minute is. But I'm just going to go a little past a minute. So I'm just going to eyeball this. You should be able for 1 minute, no mistakes. Do you think it's a minute? I think it's about a minute. Whew. The cable is still fine, and I did not make any mistakes. So I'm a little bit warm, so I'm going to do some stretches. I'm going to cross my leg over. Make sure you do not bend your knees. And you get the picture. Do that for about 20 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Cross this one over. If you're feeling some kind of pain, now there's a difference between pain and discomfort. If it's discomfort, just hold it a little bit longer. If it's painful, you need to stop. Check with your physician if it's okay for you to exercise. All right, so this one, cross the other leg, keep your knees straight. Go down as far as you can. Now, do not bounce up and down. Remember what happened to that rubber band? That's your muscle. If it's not quite loose and warm yet and you're doing that sudden bounces, like you can easily pull a muscle or snap something. So go down gently, very slowly. Keep your knees straight. And you don't need to touch your toes, just go down as far as you can. And just hold it there for a good 15 seconds or 20 seconds. If you really cannot, hold it for 10 seconds. All right, so do that one, do this one. Now get your knees together, do not get your knee up here because you pull your leg at a different angle and you can hurt your knee and your hip. So make sure your knees are together and pull this back and you feel the quad stretching. And you should be balanced doing this. You should be able to stay balanced doing this. And then do the other one, same thing, 15, 20 seconds. And if you're not feeling it, hold it a little bit longer and then do the other leg. So now we've kind of stretched, we do this one. 20 seconds again, do this one, 20 seconds. Do this one, 20 seconds. Do this one, 20 seconds. Shake them out. And that's the stretching. That's just basic stretching right now. This is video one, and we're doing all the really, really basic stuff. To test if you're loose enough. This is a test. Put your feet together, do not bend your knees, and then relax again, and maybe in 3-5 days, see if I can go close to touching my toes. And I can. All right, so that's flexibility, so we check that off. Okay, now we're going to go into speed training. Speed training. Now, I've got a little bit of space, so you don't need as big a space. Like, be creative on this one. To do the exercise, all you need is some quick sprints, something that's somewhat measurable. I've got 5 balls. This is like my spider drill. Now, where you place the ball does not really matter right now, as long as you put them in the same spot every single time. So just eyeball it. If you're not good at eyeballing it, just put a marker or something on the ground. But it needs to be exactly the same all the time. Now you need somebody to time you. Now I'm recording, so I can easily go back to the record and time it over there. So if you don't have anybody to time you, just record it and do the sprint and then go back to the video and then just look at the time and see if you beat the time. Set, go! Stop! Okay. It's the same it's the same position. And now, next time you just want to see if you can beat that. That can also be a test or the exercise. Now, a full-size adult bracket is 27 inches. So I put it on the ground, facing in one direction, and I want to go for 20 seconds and see how many I'm going for. So I'm just going to throw eyeball this one. So I'll go ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stop. Now somebody always will tell you stop at 20. That's a really good workout. I failed that one. Okay, so that took 20 seconds. Count how many times you're going around. So you should have some kind of a log where you're keeping track of these things. And that's going to tell you whether you need to work harder or slow down or maintain what you have based on those numbers. Do this 3 times and see the average time that you have. So obviously the third one is going to be a little bit slower, but just a little bit. It should be just a little bit. And if you're really struggling with that, let's do it a few more times. So if speed is not your thing, maybe we can increase the endurance. So you don't have speed, but you got endurance. That kind of helps in that department. Okay, so that was speed training. So you've got an exercise and you've got a test. You've got somewhere where you can measure to see whether it's getting better.